Hey, how we doing, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of Story Time with Mr. Smolen. And my friends, you know, as always, I got another fantastic book for us to read today. Ooh, and it's even a book that has one of my all-time favorite storybook characters. And it's going to be a spot that you can go, which is one of my favorite places in the whole school. So, as always, let me get that drum roll, please. Our story this week is Pete the Cat Checks Out the Library. Ooh, I don't know about you guys, but I sure love the library because he would pick out so many awesome books. And I even got this book from our librarian, Mrs. Dulcie. So let's get going on this great story. But first, our author, as always, of Pete the Cat is James Dean. So let's get going here, my friends. Pete's mom is taking him to the library for the first time. The librarian gives Pete his very own library card. Cool, says Pete. The librarian smiles. Time for the tour. Oh, look, he's getting his own library card. Sweet. The librarian takes Pete through the library. There is a big desk where people wait to check out books. Look at that big old desk. Pete sees some of his friends reading at the long table. It's very peaceful and quiet. How relaxing. It's true, if you go to the library, you gotta be nice and quiet. The librarian takes Pete to her favorite room. There are lots of Pete-sized chairs and tables and shelves. There are books of every shape, size, and color. What do I do now? Pete asks. Now you read a book, the librarian says. Which book should I read first? Asked Pete. You can read any book you like, says the librarian. Pete looks around. There are so many books. Oh man, just like Mrs. Dulcie has in our library. Tons and tons of awesome books. Pete picks up a book about airplanes and jets. He reads it and pretends he is a stunt pilot. He flies a super fast jet and he does loop-de-loops and spirals high in the sky. Oh, look at Pete. Oh, man. Then Pete finds a book with dragons, wizards, and unicorns on the cover. He reads it and imagines that he is a powerful wizard using magic spells and a special wand to defend his castle against a fire-breathing dragon. Oh, look at Pete. Ooh, he's got a great imagination. Next, Pete opens up a book about spiders and insects. He reads it and imagines that he is a scientist studying all types of critters in the wild. He has to be very still to study some critters and very fast to study others. Oh, awesome, Pete. Ooh. Then Pete chooses a book with all sorts of scary monsters on the cover. It is a book of fairy tales. Pete reads it and pretends that he is in a dark, spooky forest trying to outsmart a big, bad wolf. Pete puts that book back on the shelf. It is too scary. Oh no, look at that big, bad wolf. Pete opens up a book about the pyramids in Egypt. He reads it and pretends that he is an explorer riding a camel across the desert and climbing to the top of a giant pyramid. Pete up there. Next, Pete picks a book with all sorts of robots on the cover. He reads it and imagines that he is a robot at a robot dance party. Oh yeah, that looks fun, Pete. His arms and legs make whizzing sounds when he moves. When Robot Pete speaks, he says bleep, bloop, bleep. Oh, look at Robot Pete there. Next, Pete picks up a book about superheroes. He reads it and believes that he is a superhero. He flies around the city in a colorful cape, chasing bad guys and saving the day. Well, good job, superhero Pete. Then Pete spots a big book about the ocean and all of its creatures. He reads it and imagines that he is a scientist in a submarine deep in the Atlantic Ocean, looking for whales, squids, and sharks. Oh, man. There are so many wonderful books to read at the library. Pete can be whatever he imagines with a book. Reading is super groovy. And that's our story. Who liked that story? Did you like that story? I know I sure like that story. And that's why books are so great. You can learn so much. You can pretend you could be anything in this whole wide world. But my friends, until next time, pick up another book. Read, read, read. Be like Pete. Go to the library. And I look forward to reading to you again soon. Have a great day.